ship.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did we get to America? On ships, right? So did everybody on the earth go into slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships, brother? That's right.
Crazy.
For yourself, know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night.
What?
As a thief in the night.
Thief in the night.
Right.
The Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Nobody knows when the Lord is gonna come back. Right. Nobody knows.
This the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
What?
For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right, the wisdom of the Lord, man, right, and the wisdom of life is more moving than any emotion, man, right? And that's what the Lord has given us to speak to our people, man, right? And that thing is gonna move you more than anything, man, right? It's gonna move you more than damn weed, right? It's gonna move you more than that damn Hennessy bottle, right? It's gonna sit there and move you more than damn Keisha, Letitia, right? And all these damn heathenistic women, man. Right.
Oh, you're going crazy.
Systematic oppression that's designed to keep us where we at. Right? We don't.
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
It said what?
And they are hid in prison houses.
Now, this is not something that I expect y'all to know off the top of the head, but who do y'all think is filling up the county jails, right, and the federal prisons, right, at the highest rate? What nation of people? Yeah, the blacks, the Hispanics, right? They're the ones that are filling the prison population up, according to statistics as well, man. They fill up about 75% of the prison houses, man, all throughout America, right? So these different things, they all happen for a reason, man. We're reading about them in the scriptures, right? So finish this out real quick.
They are for a prey and none deliver it.
Right, and nobody actually helps our people out, because guess what? They would have gave us reparations, man. Just like we've been asking, a lot of our people have been asking for the last century, right? A couple of 100 years. We've been asking just to be paid for the work of our ancestors, man. We have not got it.
Right.
Right? If they wanted to actually help us, they would give us that, man. They would give us a fair shake in society, man. But guess what? We don't get that, man. Right? So if we're reading all these things in the Bible and the Lord is talking to the Israelites as a group of people, what does that mean we are? It means that we're who? The same people that the Lord is speaking to. Which are who? The Israelites. Right? But just like we was going into, man, we're going to go through a process of elimination. Right? We sat there and already qualified the people that are going through these things at the highest rate, which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Which tells us in itself that, hey, guess what? We're God's chosen people, man. We're the Israelites, family. All right? So, in these last days, we have to come back to the Most High God and start keeping His commandments. All right, family? All right? That's all I got, right? Let's go ahead and go back to the dinner, all right? Take a flyer.
Yeah, it is cute, man. Should be great.
All right?
Appreciate y'all.
All right, bro. Be safe out here.
Yep.
What's your nationality?
Black and white.
Israelite. There you go.
Those are for the top winners, man, right? The first place, second place, you know what I'm saying? Right, I kind of fell in third place. All right, it's all good.
Hey, y'all stay safe, man.
All right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Be dangerous.
Stay dangerous.
All right. So now, all praise to the Most High. All right, so hey, man, hey, the word, you know, gotta go out, man. All right, so go back to that. 1 Peter 2:21. I want to finish it up still. All right, what's going on, King? How you rocking out here? You doing good? You got 2 minutes real quick?
I gotta look for this food. It's
Right here. You want to take a flyer real quick, brother? Or did you get one already? Right, we God's chosen people, brother. That's all we try and teach our people and uplift them. Right, we trying to restore our people to good health, man, because we need it. All right, we God's chosen people, the Israelites.
No, that's what.
Guys, bring this up.
For even, 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21.
Bring it out.
For even hereunto were ye called, because of Mashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example.
Right, go ahead.
That ye should follow his steps.
It said what?
That ye should follow his steps.
So each and every time that you get the opportunity to do such, man, it should be every day, man. You should be examining your spirit and seeing if you're following truthfully in the steps of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, or chiefly Yahushua, man. Right? Because that's what he came here for. Not only to die for our sins and give us a fair shake, right? To give us a chance to actually restart, man, on a daily. Right? We literally have a whole day that's dedicated to getting these sins off of our wicked ass fleshly body, man.
Right.
It's called the Day of Atonement, man. And guess what? If you're not utilizing it properly, you need to examine yourself and check your spirit, man.
Right.
Right? You have a day where the Lord literally gave you it 24 hours. A span of 24 hours just to get yourself right, man. Right? And it shouldn't just be the Day of Atonement where you're waiting until that you start to actually repent for all your sins. Right? You should be repenting on the daily, man. For the sins that you know not, right? That you have committed. Right? The sins of your forefathers and the foremothers that you had, right? That you bear the iniquity of, the reason why we're in this position. The sins that we committed in our past life before we even came into this truth, man. Right? You can never go far enough when it comes to delighting the Lord, man, or trying to please the Lord, man.
Right.
Right? So go to that and you still got 2 Corinthians, right?
I got the prayer verses.
Con, get the prayer verses. Hold that.
God's book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse number 5.
Get out.
Examine yourselves.
It said what?
Examine yourselves.
Brother, what's your nationality? Right?
Examine yourselves, whether you be in the faith.
It said what?
Whether ye be in the faith.
Right?
Prove your own selves.
It said what?
Prove your own selves.
Right?
Know ye not your own, except ye be reprobate.
It said, know ye not your own selves, man, unless ye be reprobates, man. Read, start from right here, this sentence. Come on, hold that. Right, so hey, at the end of the day, you gotta examine yourselves and make sure that you're in the right spirit, man. Right, each and every single day that you have the opportunity, man. The Lord has given us the opportunity to wake up, man. Right? Can you get that in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16? And let me see when you get there. I gotta see the exact verse. Right? But bring this out in the meantime.
Prayer of Manasseh. O Yahweh, that art the God of the just, has not appointed repentance to the just as to Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
Right? He didn't give repentance to those that was already perfect. He didn't give repentance to those that was already on his good side, man. He gave repentance to who? Hold on real quick. What's going on, King? All right, you got 2 minutes real quick for a word? Always all praises, man. That's beautiful. A lot of our people, they sit there and, they keep carrying on. All right? Let me, Ariel, can you get Deuteronomy chapter 28? All right, and start at verse 15. So, I gotta ask you a question. How do you feel that we're living as a group of people, or a demographic of people? When I say that, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, chiefly.
I believe we supposed to be a lot more connected, and we got divided a while ago, and they keep us distracted as much as they possibly can, so we don't ever unify for each other and get things back to how they used to be.
Right, and that's the sole purpose, you know what I'm saying, as to why we out here. Lord told us to come out here, not only just to fulfill his will, but to bring back our people to the fold, right? To bring them into his house, that his house may be filled. Because the Lord's house is pretty empty right now, man. Still got that echo. You move into a new apartment, you don't got no furniture, kind of echoes in there, you kind of drop a pen, you scare yourself, right? That's how the Lord's house is right now, because a lot of people are walking in accordance to the ways of society. So that's the whole reason why we out here, man, is to build up our people, right? Restore our people to good health. Right? So now when we read the scripture, we're going to give you a better understanding of where we actually come from. Because in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you come from, right? So what would you say your nationality is?
I kind of pondered a lot of this stuff myself.
Okay.
My land here.
You say your land here? As far as you know.
As far as I know.
As far as you know. Okay, cool. Right? And a lot of us would, say that. A lot of us would proclaim the same thing, man, at one point in time in our lives. We thought, hey, guess what? Indianapolis, all I know, right? California, all I know, right? Florida's all I know. New York is all I know. New Jersey, all I know, right? But we're much deeper than that, man. We have more to offer than this landmass that was just established, right, in the 1700s, right? It just came about when, the 13 colonies is how it began. And America began to expand westward, pushing the Native Americans out of this landmass through the Manifest Destiny Pact, right? So now we're going to read where we actually come from, and how we're going to get that understanding is through reading prophecy in the Bible. You familiar with prophecy?
Yeah.
Right? These are things that are spoken before they even come to pass. Right? From the Lord chiefly. All right? And the prophets. So bring this out, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right.
to observe to do all his commandments,
Right.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these
It
curses,
said what?
all these curses,
right?
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So exactly what you just said, us being divided, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a terrible thing. So that would be a curse, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would be a curse that was put upon us because of what? Our disobedience. We didn't listen to the Most High, right? Because guess what? We are stubborn people as it is. We don't even want to listen to our OGs. They tell us, hey, you got to be home before the street lights come on, man. And we kind of creeping in the door, knowing the street lights been on for the last 20 minutes.
Right.
Making every excuse in the book. I ain't see it. I was inside. I was in the basement. Right? Whatever the case may be. Right? We did the same thing to the Lord. That didn't just come out of nowhere. Right? So when we get this understanding, we're going through curses as a people because of the reason of our disobedience. All right? So read that. Finish that out.
God. All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city.
They said what?
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So the Lord said, guess what? We'd be cursed in the city. What's being cursed in the city? Now you stuck in the damn the trap in the ghettos, man. Right? Now all you know is gangbanging. All you know is killing your brother, man, because that's what you was raised up around, man. Your uncles, your auntie, your father, he's incarcerated, he wasn't in your life. So all you had was your cousins and your uncle to look up to. And they was doing dirt in the streets. So that's what you sat there and ended up knowing. That was it. Right? Or sometimes it's not even as bad as that. But guess what? We don't end up having our father in the house. And all we got is a whole bunch of femininity, right, in the household, man. To where as though a lot of our men are starting to turn, hey, you know what I'm saying, on the other side. Right? And becoming the other sex. Right? But still walking in the vessel or the body of a man. Right? That's a shameful thing. That's a curse. That's being cursed in the city, man. Due to our environment that we're placed in, man. Go ahead, shut up.
Cursed, it's like, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Right, and going through these things right here that's at the top of the sun, that's being cursed in the field. Point blank, that sounds plain, right? There's no reason to even go deep into that. Going into slavery, we're the only group of people that have gone through chattel slavery. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? So, if these things are written in the Bible between 1446 to 1406 BC, this tells you something. It tells us that we need to do more reading, right? Because, did you know that was in the Bible?
Yeah.
You did? So what do you know about the Israelites, if I may ask?
More or less, it was his chosen people.
Yeah.
And we kind of got our identities taken from us, and then somebody else put it on, and now they trying to reap the benefits of the things we're supposed to have. They put the curses upon us by confusing us without having an identity of who we really are.
Yeah, but well, I get what you're saying, or how you're trying to say it. The reason why these curses are upon us is because, you know what I'm saying, we disobeyed the Most High. So the Most High is the one that's putting the curses on us, but they're trying to keep us in the curses. So I get what you're saying. Right? They're trying to keep us in this condition by keeping us, what? Docile. Right? And nullified from the truth. So, now, what's your nationality according to what the Lord has called you then? Because if you got that understanding, and you understand that your identity being stolen from you, you know.
If I were to go back, it'd be Levi, because my grandfather, he was a head.
All right, all praises to the Most High. Right, so that's beautiful at the end of the day. Right, so you'd be an Israelite from the tribe of Levi. You wouldn't be black. Now, that's the politically correct answer to give according to the system. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They ask you on the W-4 form where you fill out your tax information, black, African American, whatever the case may be. Now, we fill that out to sit there, you know what I'm saying, be, you know, we got to be in agreement to certain matters, you know what I'm saying, and not be, it's not going to be of any benefit for you to cross it out and put other, and then put Hebrew Israelite in all caps. I'm like, well, what the hell is that? You ain't gonna get no tax credits.
Some of them, they don't even know what that means.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So we have to kind of play their game in some senses. But at the end of the day, what really matters is you being an Israelite. So being an Israelite, where you from? You from here?
No,
Where you from? Chicago? Right, we got brothers out there too. Right, they be out there out front of the beat. Right, so every Friday and Saturday, you know, I know you're probably not gonna be down here all the time. right? But you can always go out there, you know what I'm saying, and get more built up as well, and be around more like-minded individuals to get a better establishment of what you're supposed to be doing as an Israelite. Because what you feel like we need to do in order to get back unified? You already figured out your nationality and that's been stolen from you. So what you think we need to do in order to cure the rest of our people?
I think we got to get rid of the people that's on the TV that ain't doing us no good. I think that's a good start.
Okay. When you say get rid of them, what you mean by that? Or like what way would you say? Best way?
Not giving them the power that they have over us to keep pushing the negativity by not supporting them because they not supporting us.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. We agree with that, right? And we advocate for that heavily. That's the first step that a lot of us took, was to separate from what the media is pushing, man. To separate from the herd mentality, man. Following everybody else, man. Following the news, being docile, believing everything without a source, right? Because guess what? If we was to sit there and believe everything that's said on the news without proving them with sources and different stuff like that, we'd be 10 times more weary than what we already are.
Right. Constant state of panic.
Right. That's a part of the curses as well, though. That's Deuteronomy chapter 28:65 says that life shall hang in doubt before thee. Because of what? The things that are being fed to us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one step. That's one part of it. That's definitely a great step, is to separate. Go to Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Even Paul advocated for that. Are you familiar with Paul? Yeah. All right, bring this out real quick. I just want to get a scripture to back it up too.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse number 2.
Get out.
Yeah.
And be not conformed to this world.
It said what?
And
be not conformed to this world,
but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
You see that? And even Paul was telling you that's the first step to being transformed. That's the first step to actually renewing your mind, is to what? First, not be conformed to this world. To be separate. Right? So what's a couple of ways that we could also separate is by what? Keeping the commandments. Right? Go to Matthew chapter 6 verse 22 real quick. Right? Keeping the commandments is also going to help us separate, because why? Once we understand what the commandments consist of, we automatically stop keeping their holidays, right? And the feast days that they delight in.
Right.
Because guess what? It's all paganism at the end of the day.
Right.
Right? And where they go into false ideologies and false god worship. Right? These things have been around since the Babylonian modern civilization, man. Then the Grecian civilization, then the Roman civilization, right? These things just constantly get passed down. And we don't question it. We don't question Christmas, right? Even though it tells you that Christ was born, right, in the springtime.
April.
Right, exactly. We sit there and say, oh yeah, you know, it's Christ's birthday, right? On December 25th.
Right.
When it's snowing outside. And it's damn 20 degrees.
Cold.
Right? That don't make no sense. Right? And even people sit there and say, oh yeah, the new year is January 1st. Last I checked, everything dead. Ain't no leaves on the damn trees, right? Ain't no damn harvest being harvested right now, right? Or harvest going on right now, right? So how could this be the new year? The new year is actually during what? You know, spring, right? April, like you said, Passover. That's the introduction to the, right before the Passover, I should say, right? Is the introduction to the new year. You know what I'm saying? When life is sprung up. So these different things we gotta separate from. You want to be able to separate that much more efficiently by keeping the commandments, because you're already going to be set apart. You was already meant to be set apart as being an Israelite. Go ahead, read this.
Book of Matthew, chapter 6. Let me start at 21.
Yeah, that's fine.
Verse 21.
Get out.
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
It said what?
For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
So in manner of also being separated from this world, we also gotta, kind of tone it down a little bit with our aspirations in some sense. Because all our people want to do is get a bag.
Right.
All our people want is a damn mansion, they want a fast car, and all the, sad girls, man. Right? That's all our people really care about, man. And it's sad. There's more to life than that, man.
Right.
And even once you got all those things, you gonna end up right back in the same boat of when you was broke and down bad. You gonna feel that same thing inside, because guess what? You didn't do no work on yourself. You didn't do no work on your spirit. You ain't do no work for the Most High. So what you think the Most High gonna reward you for? According to your spirit and it's according to your mental. Because he's the one that truly authorizes the health that you're in when it comes to mentality and your spirit. He's the one that controls all these things, man, essentially. So you can have all the money in the world and be depressed as hell. That's why you see with all these celebrities. They done sold out, sat there and lost friends, lost family. All their cousins, they done turned on because why? They was on tour trying to get the bag, right? All their brothers and sisters, they done sat there and turned on when they was out down bad. All they could sit there and think about was, oh, they just want something from me because I got it now. That's not the right mindset to have, man. And in order to eliminate that mindset, it would just help if we walked after the Most High God, right? Because the Lord said, hey, seek first the kingdom, all these things shall be added unto you. Right. So if you're seeking the Most High God first and foremost, hey, He's going to sit there and surely take care of you. You'll have the multitude and abundance of all things, but first and foremost, you got to keep the Most High at the forefront, not the dollar sign. Right.
The light of the body is the eye.
It said what?
The light of the body is the eye.
Right, go ahead.
If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
Right, so if your eye be single, man, your whole body shall be full of light. Right, and it's chiefly talking about being single on the Lord. Right? But if your eye is focused on multiple things or is focused somewhere else where it shouldn't be, read on.
But if thy eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness.
See that?
If therefore the light that is indeed be darkness, how great is that darkness?
There's no telling how dark that darkness could get that's within you, man. That's why when you look at certain people, you can see the depression in their eyes. Eyes speaks a multitude of languages, man. Body language speaks up more than you could ever express verbally, man. You see somebody slouching around, they got all the money, they just jumped out of Ferrari, right? But they just kind of slouching over, man. Right? They just mad at the world. Every time. Right? Or they faking being happy, but you can see it in their eyes. Because their eyes and their spirit is truly filled with darkness, man. So that's a good step that our people got to take, is getting back to these commandments by separating from this world. Right? So do you know a couple of commandments that we have to keep real quick before you get out of here?
I mean, I don't know any off the top of my head.
Okay.
I try to keep in mind some of the teachings and ways that I can kind of remember, and like what you're talking about with the darkness and stuff.
Yeah.
The way I kind of live by it is that nothing external is going to fix or feed what's internal.
That's right. No, that's a fact. And anything that's physical or monetary,
that is for the internal. That ain't for the external.
Right.
You can't take that and wear that. And, you know what I'm saying? You can't take that. It's going to work on what's inside. It ain't going to work on what's outside. So this world is outside.
That's right. Yeah. Let me get Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9 and verse 15 real quick. Right? And we're going to get a couple commandments real quick, because I was the same way. Before I even entered into this way of understanding or this level of enlightenment, right, which was probably about 4.5 years ago, right, before that even occurred, I had never really opened up the Bible, other than like the first page. And sat there and looked and said, KJV Bible. Oh, that's nice. And closed it back and put it, you know what I'm saying, where the sun don't shine. I ain't look at it for a good minute after that. Right? So I didn't know any commandments off the top of my head either, brother. People would sit there and, you know, they ask you, go to church with your grandma, whatever the case may be. Okay, what you learn, sweetie? You got it. Right? We're going to try again next week. Right? These are the same things that we all went through at a point in time in our life. Or a lot of our brothers and sisters have been lied to and deceived in the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? And been taught a multitude of different lies telling us that, oh, we don't gotta keep the law. It's covered by Jesus. It's covered by Christ. He died for our sins. And you know what I'm saying? We don't gotta worry about it. Pray over the pork and different stuff like that, when the Lord explicitly told us not to eat those things. So He tells us that we have to fulfill the law, man, to continue to do it. Right? The Lord doesn't change. He doesn't renege. It's not spades. You're not sitting there saying, yeah, you know, well, I know I said this before, but this is the new rule. This is the new implementation. Right. No, anything that He said from the beginning of time is going to stick all the way up until the end of times, man, until He says it's done away. Right? So, go to, yeah, come on, bring that up.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 14.
Get out.
For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable.
It said what?
For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. For the corruptible body presses down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weighing down the mind that museth upon many things.
Right, so that's the only effect that this world can actually have on you, is just to weigh you down even more. So why feed into something that's only going to weigh you down even more? Because if you're putting your time and energy into things like you said, physical realm, right, or in what's in front of you, right, and monetarily, right, all you're doing is depriving yourself of that internal work. You can't do both at one time. He literally just sat there and said that in Matthew chapter 6. That was out of the Lord's mouth in red letter. So we got to understand these things and start focusing right on our spirit and getting back right with the Most High, because that's how we fell from grace essentially at the first, right? Is through disobedience and wanting to please the flesh and the lust of the flesh, basically. All right. So let's go to a couple commandments real quick before you get out.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse number 7.
Go.
And the swine,
And what?
And the swine.
Right, going into the pork, just like we was talking about earlier. Right, go ahead.
though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he choose not to cut, he is unclean to you.
Right,
Of their flesh shall you not eat,
right,
and their carcasses shall you not touch.
right. So the Lord is explicit, just like I said, He explicitly tells us we can't eat pork. We can't eat pork, man. We can't even touch the dead body of the pig, man. Why? Because that's how unclean and unsatiable it's supposed to be unto you, man.
Right.
Hey, think about it. The pig eats anything, man. And they don't properly digest their food. I was going into it yesterday. I'm not going to go as deep. But we have a different digestive system, right, than the pig does. So whereas though we have a mechanical and chemical breakdown, just to make sure our food is properly getting broken down. The pig don't got that. It all just go into one big old space, man. Right? And don't nothing happen with it. Right? And so guess what? When we sit there and cut up, when the butcher cuts up that damn pork and serves it to you, right? And it might have had cancer in it, it might have had all types of damn diseases, parasites, right? And they put it in that packaging and give it to you. Oh yeah, it's the pork shoulder. Go ahead and buy it at Walmart. Right? Or it's the baby back ribs, man. Go ahead and get it from your damn local butcher, man. And not knowing that we eating everything that pig ate on that farm, which was everything and anything. Right? That's why the Lord told us to abstain from it.
Yeah, I haven't touched it in 12 years.
All praises, man. That's beautiful, man. Right?
Another interesting people don't know, pork is one of the only meats that even after you freeze it, it's still rotting.
That's something I didn't know, right? You just taught me something, right? And that's even more of a reason as to why we gotta stay away from it, man. Right? That's strange.
That's wild.
Go ahead, read on.
Crazy boy.
Read on. These shall ye eat of all that are in the water.
Now there's a couple of things that we can eat that are in the waters. Now these are two of the most prominent things that we're going into right now. There's many other things that we can and cannot eat. You know what I'm saying? All throughout this chapter. But we're going on the two most prominent things that our people typically consume. Right, so we're going.
Whatsoever have fins and scales,
Right, so the things that you can eat in the waters, they have to have fins and scales. Okay, go ahead.
in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Right, go ahead.
And all that have not fins and scales, in the seas and in the rivers, all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Now I know that was a long sentence and a long verse, but he explicitly goes into all those things for a reason, because what just popped off just a couple of years ago, man? Everybody on, you said what? Yeah, well, yeah. A lot of our people now, they want to do the snow crab legs and
It's just a spider.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, just a spider.
It's the same family, man. The shrimp, cockroach, right? The damn lobster, it's in likeness to like a scorpion, right? They have the same mannerisms. They tread at the bottom of the ocean, which means that what? They're walking on the different things, you know what I'm saying? Well, as far as going into the crab and going into the lobster, right? So, what just popped off recently was like sea moss and all the seaweed and different stuff like that. So when he's saying all that move and lives in the waters, he's talking about those organisms too. He's talking about anything that's in the waters, period. It has to have fins and scales in order for you to be able to eat it. But if it doesn't have fins and scales, you can't touch it. Don't deal with it. All right? That goes for catfish as well.
That got skin.
But yeah, exactly. They got fins, but it don't got scales. Yup, and it's swimming in muddy waters. That's where you find it, man. Right? So that's also something that our people gotta abstain from and separate from. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like you already don't eat that. All right. Or okay, all praise to the Most High. Right? That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Con's book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse number 27.
Bring it out.
Ye shall
Start 26.
Con, verse number 26. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood.
Right? And so, do you eat meat?
I don't eat fish.
You don't eat fish?
I only eat fish, fruits, and vegetables. That's all I eat.
Respect that.
This is kind of where it got me started on this path.
All praises. So
I first started getting kind of a little bit more in tune with what the word is.
Okay, cool. Right, that's beautiful. I mean, if the diet works for you, that's great. Right? A lot of us, we got to sit there and hop on the diet ourselves, man, because the Lord sat there and told us to have a good care for our diet, man. Right. He told us that in Sirach chapter 31. Right? He said, we don't got to get it, right? But you can't eat anything, right? But hey, we can't eat anything with the blood. I know you say you only eat fish and vegetables and everything like that, fruit. But a lot of our people, they typically what? They want their burger medium well, right? They want their steak medium rare. You can't do that. Because why? It's still blood within it. You have to make sure that blood is completely cooked out. And how do you do that? You make sure it's well done. And if you have a chef or a cook that's knowing how to cook and do it well, right, it's still going to be juicy. It's still going to have the flavor that it needs to have. As long as they know what they're doing. All right, so that's one.
Neither shall you use enchantment.
What's that, what?
Neither shall you use enchantment.
So we can't use enchantments nor
nor observe the times.
Right, nor observe the time. So what is that going into? Being astrology and zodiacs and different stuff like that. Tarot cards, right? That's going into using sorcery, right, and necromancy and different stuff of that nature. We don't want to deal with that witchcraft. Because the Lord explicitly also tells us in the law, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Well, what's a witch's practice? Doing all those things that we just read about. Astrology, zodiacs, and different stuff like that. So a lot of our women that are consumed in that want to come up and question you, actually, what's your zodiac sign off grid with you. They got to come away from that. That's what we're trying to sit there and get back to our people, man, and let them know. These things were not original things that we used to practice, man. This is stuff that was practiced by the Grecians and the Romans, man. Where they had their false deities and their idols and different stuff like that. Right, finish it up.
Verse number 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your head.
Right, it don't seem like you suffer from this. When it says you round the corners of your head, you're basically making it bald. Right? You don't got a hair on your head. Right, go ahead.
Neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Right, which is going into destroying your beard, that natural vine, right? And taking it away completely. Now, we can't shave our beards or anything like that. That's why you see most of the brothers up here. Now, you could trim it. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Or you can even get it, lined up a little bit. Just don't cut into that natural line.
Granddaddy never had it, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of our people go to as well. Yeah. Even with the top of their head, a lot of our people are forehead bald. They can't help it, right? But they gotta sit there and kind of keep what they can keep, man. You can cut it as low as possible without shaving it. You know what I'm saying? With clippers or whatever the case may be, right? But you can't take a Gillette blade or whatever the case may be and completely skin your joints, right? So that's a couple of the commandments and the laws that we have to keep as well. Did you know those things already?
Yeah. Some of it.
Some of it.
It's kind of like, I mean, it makes sense because our hair ain't like everybody else.
Right.
So
that's something for that. And also, the Lord told us not to burn the way of the heathen. That was a part of the Egyptian culture, chiefly, where they would make their heads bald and then they would sit there and make wigs. They put the wigs on their head. That's what they used to do. Also with tattoos, the same thing. We didn't necessarily read about it, but we could get it right now. But tattoos, that's something that we can't do. You marking up the Lord's body. Because we don't own these bodies. We don't wake ourselves up, right? We don't determine when we're going to die. We don't determine when we're going to be born. The Lord essentially leased us these bodies that we can sit there and do His will, right? And fulfill our lot. But at the end of the day, once we perish, guess where these bodies is going back to? The dust and the dirt where it was formed from. right? And it, hey, just continues to be recycled, the process, right? So read this real quick.
Verse number 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh,
Right.
for the dead, nor print any marks upon you.
Right.
I am the Lord.
They said what?
I am the Lord.
Right? He don't even gotta explain that. He said simply, I am the Lord, man. You better just follow these things, man. Just because I said it, man. And that's how a lot of our people need to start, moving. Right? Stop questioning everything as far as authoritative when it comes to the Lord telling you to do something.
Right.
Right? When it comes to this law and the testimonies that He's left behind, man. Right? We don't want to sit there and we want to question how I wanted to say it was we don't question the white man. A lot of our people don't. Some of our people do. We don't question the white man when they sit there and tell us something, but we want to question the Most High. Well, why he say that? Why we got to do this? Right? The Lord said there, I am the Lord, man. And that's it. Point blank, period.
Turns around.
Right? So we can't get tattoos and different stuff like that. And if you got tattoos, it's just something that you got to repent for. That's the whole reason why Christ stepped on the scene, is to step up and be that mediator, to give us a chance. Give us a fair shake at what? Getting ourselves back right, and to walk in the example that He left behind. I said, Christ was perfect, and He kept the law, right? He had fringes and stuff of that nature, man. He kept the Sabbath day, right? And where He was uplifted and building up His people in the temple and the synagogue, right? Restoring His people into good health, man. So these different things was all signets that we have to walk right in alignment with, as opposed to walking in the ways of this world. That makes sense, King? Yeah. Right, so all praises to the Most High. You got any questions, though?
Not really.
We're just here to kind of listen, get good, better understanding.
I mean, we all connected. I didn't stop here for no reason.
No, for sure. I was just asking, that's it. I just want to make sure, touching on everything that's actually helping you out. I don't want to touch on a whole bunch of points that you like, brother, I already know that. I just read that last week. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all praises to the Most High. You know what the fringes are? No. Okay, we can read about that real quick. Right, go to Numbers chapter 15, 38.
Book of Numbers chapter 15, verse number 38. Speak unto the children of Israel,
right?
And bid them that they make them fringes.
It said what?
And bid them that they make them fringes.
Right, go ahead.
And the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Right, so we ought to have fringes at the borders of our garment. Right? So at the ends of our garment or our shirt. That's what these are right here. They're a representation of the law and the commandments. They're innumerable. When you look at it, you can't count how many fringes is in this fringe, or in one fringe, or all the fringes that you have on. You can, but it's going to take you a long time. But that's the same representation of the commandments in a way. It's innumerable. About 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. Now there's different sets when it goes into those commandments. You got ceremonial law, right? You have different ordinances as far as according to the feast days and different stuff like that.
How to build a house.
Right. And so these different laws and statutes, they're broken up into different subsections, right? And so some of them are purposed towards men, some of them are purposed towards the woman, some of them are purposed towards the child, right? Or whatever the case may be. So actually keeping all 613 laws, statutes, and commandments is a lot easier than what it sounds like. But when you look at these right here, it's supposed to be a representation of the law. You just look down at these and you say, well, all right, hold on. If you used to be a person that ate pork or whatever the case may be, which a lot of our people are still very much involved in, they look down at these, if they're rocking fringes, they look down at these and say, well, you know what? The Lord told me I couldn't eat pork. I can't eat pork. So I can't do that, right? You might sit there and tell the waiter, come back, hey, look, I kind of ordered the wrong thing, right? This up, right? But we can only get that if we follow what part of the commandments at the very least, and continue to walk further and further into what? Keeping the commandments in totality and understanding that we're Israel and God's chosen people. Right? That's the whole pretense that we have to have already in place though. Alright? So these are the fringes right here. There's a little bit more on this.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
That's why you also have the ribbon of blue. Everybody has it, right? This is a royal color to reflect what us being set apart, us being a people that are nearer to the Most High God.
Right.
Because it was only men of stature that were able to wear certain colors like blue, gold, silver, purple, right? Because what? Only the kings and the priests and different stuff of that nature were the ones wearing these things. Why? Because they're nearer to the Most High God.
Right.
You understand? And so we reflect the same image as us being kings and priests walking upon the face of the earth right now. The Lord told us these things in the New Testament, man. Right? That we are a royal priesthood, man. A chosen generation. In 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. Right? Go ahead.
It's crazy.
And it should be unto you for a friend, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
There you go. Right? This is to look upon it and remember the commandments of the Lord. You might not even look at it. You might be pulling your phone out. You kind of feel something in the bottom of your shirt. Oh, right. Yeah, it's the Sabbath. Hold on, I need to get in the crib. Right? These different things will help us get a good understanding. It'll help us build up discipline as well and character. It'll give you good character development.
Right.
Right? Because when you look down at these fringes, it'll help you kind of get your life in order. Right? Like I said, you might go to pull out your phone and you walking around downtown, wherever the case may be, the sun about to go down. Right? You go look at your phone, try to see what time it is, and you feel your fringes, you like, hey, whoa, the sun going down, I gotta get home. Sabbath up again. Or I gotta go to the grocery store and get prepared real quick.
So I was trying to think of
Right, you familiar with the Sabbath day?
No.
Oh, okay, alright. So it's not really clicking right now.
I mean, like, I've heard it, but I don't know the details of it.
Okay, yeah, we can go into it real quick. So the Sabbath day is the day that the Lord rested from all his works. He created the heavens and the earth, right, the firmament, the stars and the moon. On that seventh day, right, he took a sabbatical period, right, or just a day of rest. It's the same thing that we have to do, right, is take that Sabbath and honor it, honor the Lord in it, right, because he gave us that day of rest. From all of our works, all our labors, all the things that we got on our mind, we're supposed to just, hey, let those things kind of be suppressed for a minute, right, and just relax. He gave that to us. Why? Because we're a holy and royal people, man. Go to, oh yeah, bring it up. The Sabbath thing. Go to Exodus 31:5.
Book of Exodus, chapter 31, verse number 5.
Go.
Huh. And cut it. You said 31 and 5?
Yeah. 35? It's like a 35 one, my bad.
35 and 1. You know. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together.
Right.
And said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye shall do them.
It said what?
That ye shall do them. 6 days shall work be done.
It said what? 6 days shall work be done. We got 6 days throughout the week. It's 7 days in a week. We got 6 days to do all of our work. But
on the seventh day, there shall be to you a holy day.
It said what?
There shall be to you a holy day.
Right? A set apart day. That's what holy is going into. It means kodash in the Hebrew, which just means to be set apart, different, right? Or, you know, basically the definitions I already gave. I couldn't think of another one, right? But these different things, right, as far as the Sabbath, is something that we have to keep alone, right? And different from everything else. You might play the game throughout the week, whatever the case may be. You might shoot some hoops, right? But on the Sabbath day, that's the day where we got to give it to the Lord. Right? Go to Genesis chapter 1. Right? Y'all know about the Sabbath day? Y'all ever heard of it?
Well,
The Sabbath day? We're reading about it right now.
I heard it in school.
You heard about it in school? All right, cool. Right? Read just one more time from the top. Just so they can hear it. Hey, listen real quick. Just this one verse.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 1. You know? And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together.
It said what?
And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together.
It said he gathered the congregation of the children of Israel, man. So he's speaking to a specific group of people right now. He's talking to the Israelites, all right? We're going to read something that the Israelites ought to keep. Right, go ahead.
And said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded, that ye should do them. 6 days shall work be done.
All right, y'all got 6 days to do whatever y'all want to do, man. To chill out, you know what I'm saying? Kick it, whatever the case may be. Play the game, play the PS5, right? The Xbox, right? Chill with y'all friends at the mall, whatever the case is, right? You got 6 days to do that. Okay, go ahead.
But on the seventh day, there shall be to you a holy day.
Right? The seventh day, though, is supposed to be a holy day, right? And what does that word holy mean? Right? A lot of the times it's used in alignment with what? The Bible or the Most High, right? when you say something is holy, right, you're usually drawing it in a similarity to the Most High. Okay, so read on.
Come, there shall be to you a holy day, a Sabbath of rest.
It said what?
A Sabbath of rest.
Go ahead, finish it off.
To the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death.
Right, so it's such a weighty day that you have to actually rest from all of your labors. Rest from all of the things that you want to do on a fleshly level, right? That you have to pretty much glorify the Lord, right? Now, what do y'all think the seventh day is or the Sabbath day is? What day do you think it falls on?
Sunday.
Sunday? Okay, what about you, sister?
Sunday.
What about you?
What?
What day do you think the Sabbath falls on?
Sunday.
Sunday? Okay, what about you, young king?
Sunday.
You said Sunday? What about you?
Sunday.
You?
Sunday.
I'm gonna go Saturday.
You gonna go with Saturday? Okay, cool, right? I want y'all, you got a phone right there. All right, go to your calendar app real quick. Right, y'all can come through. Y'all good. All right, take the flower on the way out. Oh, you don't got them on. All right, so what is the first day of the week on your calendar?
Monday.
Right. So what does that mean the seventh day is?
Nah,
Monday.
they said Sunday. They said Monday the first.
Oh, he said Monday. Right, what's the first day of the week on the calendar? On the all the way to the left. I thought you said Sunday.
Saturday.
You said what?
Saturday.
All the way to the left?
Wait. Sunday. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Sunday. Right? That's the first day of the week. Right? Now, Monday is the first business day. That's when your packages get back on track from Amazon. Right? But on Sunday, that's actually the first day of the week. So that means that what? The seventh day of the week is Saturday. So that's when the Sabbath day actually is. Y'all listening? That's when the Sabbath day actually is. So that's the day of rest that y'all gotta keep. All right, that's a commandment that was given to Israel, right? But what you'll come to learn is that, hey, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right, our young kings and princesses are the Israelites. We're God's chosen people, all right, family? Y'all got the flyer, y'all got the information. I know y'all be on YouTube, so y'all can always check it out. All right, y'all be safe out here.
Thank you.
That would kind of make a lot of sense why they wanted to do all these stuff on the weekends.
All right, because guess what? When that direct deposit hit, Friday, right? Some people it might hit on Wednesday night. If you're lucky, you got the right bank, whatever the case may be. Or if they do their payroll on time.
Yup.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, most of our people prominently get paid on Friday. And what they doing once they get their check?
Spending time in this earthly realm.
Right, and that's exactly what exactly. Not trying to do rest, man. It's the only day they got off. And they think they're supposed to be in a church house on Sunday. But guess what? That's actually idol worship. Because that day, that was something that was put into effect by Constantine. Right? But Constantine was doing what was in alignment to what? The Romans.
Yeah, he kind of got forced into that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But he was doing what was in alignment with the Romans. Who was doing it before the Romans? The Grecians. You understand? Because a lot of the gods that they have in Roman civilization are all Grecian gods. They just have different names. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just like Bacchus and Dionysus. Right? Bacchus is known in the Grecian culture, but Dionysus is the same entity or false god, right, in the Roman culture to what it is in the Greek. If that makes sense. Right? So it's going into the sun god worship, right? They're basically worshiping a false god, a false idol on that day, and that's the reason why it was chosen to be on that Sunday. And they also keeping us from the commandments as well. So it's two birds, one stone. They got us serving their idols and their gods, right? And the benefits of them, right? They also keeping us in sin. Just like you said, we got to separate from the media. We got to separate from the things that they promote in order to actually sit there and get back together. All right, read this.
This is Judith chapter 5 and verse 17. So background, this is Oliver's and Achior the Edomite and Nebuchadnezzar. We're trying to figure out like what's different with these people. Like why aren't they trying to perform? And Achior, it goes to show that our enemies and other nations know what keeps us strong and what keeps us down. And Achior was explaining that to Nebuchadnezzar and Oliver. And it says, and whilst they sinned not before their God, and prospered, because the God that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. So that's why they pay us on the weekends, and they will do all of this, just like you said, because it keeps us away from keeping the commandments. Because naturally, there's a precept that tells us that for the most part, we naturally keep the commandments anyway, for the most part. So now we think the Sabbath is on Sunday. What does everybody want to do on Sunday? Chill, sleep in, relax. But if we found out the Sabbath was on Saturday, we would do it on Saturday. But clubs and everything is open on Saturdays. It's all systematic to keep us in sin, because if we not in sin, then the Most High is going to deliver us and it's going to be for us.
What's it called? Percy Jackson. Yeah, I got you. Percy Jackson, the Lion Thief.
That's the like a little Greek movie, right?
Yeah, it's going into their, you know what I'm saying, their philosophy and different stuff like that. Yeah, so basically, they walked into a casino, right? And the casino, there's no clocks in the casino. There's no windows, you can't tell when it's daylight, you can't tell when it's sun, or whatever case may be, right? So they walked in there and it was eating this particular thing, or whatever case may be. It was lotus flower, more specifically, right? And they ended up being stuck in there for multiple days, thinking that it was only for a couple of hours. And that's how this system is sort of designed. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? You go to the club, and when's the club open the longest? That's Saturday. So you sit there, you trying to get in early, right? Before, while the prices are still cheap, before they bump it up and everything like that, you end up being in there all the night. That's why you're gonna get hungry while you're in there. Now you buying food, different stuff like that. So it's also meant to deprive us as well. Because guess what? When you look at your bank account on Sunday morning, you like, damn, I spent that much. Right? You ended up paying them $75 or $150 for a bottle of Hennessy that you could have got at the liquor store for $45. That's what happens though. And then what do our people chiefly do? They get on the couches and they pour it all out. Alright? So that's another way they sit there and keep us down. They keep us down financially by, hey, sitting there glorifying something that's not really meant to be glorified. Why are we glorifying going to the club and spending a whole bunch of money just to sit there and see people that we can see outside on our own time? It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And also, we breaking the Sabbath day, man. We're sinning against our God, which is also keeping us down, keeping us low. Because why? The Lord don't want to deal with us. Because we're still walking in sin. We haven't seeked Him yet. You know what I'm saying? So, keeping the Sabbath day, I know we touched on it a little bit, right? But in the Sabbath, you can't really do your own pleasures as well. You know what I'm saying? And that would consist, that's why I said playing a video game or going to play ball. Yeah, you got Isaiah 50.
Sacrifice, I feel one way or another.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord, that's why I had to quote in Genesis chapter 1. The Lord, I'm going to just go ahead and simplify it. He said, I hallowed it, right? The day, the seventh day, He hallowed that day. When you hallow something, right, it's basically you putting a title on it, you putting a specific a spirit on it in a way. Right? So whereas though it's meant to be an uplifting day, it's meant to be a restorative day. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of us have the strength to be able to come out here on every Sabbath. And even though we go through hell throughout the week, man, we get excited for the Friday and Saturday.
Right.
Because why? We understand the Sabbath is coming into, you know what I'm saying, at sundown.
Right.
Friday night. Right? And on Saturday we get to rest, we get to chill, we get to kind of wake up a little bit later than what we would typically wake up. You know what I'm saying? We get to escape from the slave mindset for just a day. You know what I'm saying? And kind of just reset. That's what really keeps us going. That's why the Lord gave it to us though. Just to allow us to continue on. Because otherwise, if we ain't had a Sabbath, I mean, or, you know what I'm saying, a day of rest or whatever the case may be to kind of get back right with the Lord, a lot of brothers would be depressed, man, be lamented, broken down in the spirit, man. Going through trials and tribulations throughout your week, you got to answer, you know what I'm saying, to your enemy and all things. You got to pay him all these different bills and taxes and all that stuff, man. You don't even know where these taxes is coming from. They talking about you got back taxes from damn 2 years ago, man. So as far as I was concerned, I got money back. What happened? Now they done reneged on you, right? Up the ante, right? So these different things we already got to deal with. Having that day of rest and actually using it as it's supposed to be used, you'll feel much more better. You feel restored, man, back to good health, where you have a good mindset to move on to your next week. You also got the feast days as well throughout the Bible, right? America has their feast days and their days that they erect in the land and keep up, as far as Christmas, Easter Day, right? What is Easter Day, or what is the rebirth or Christ, right, or resurrection of Christ? What does that have to do with the Easter bunny? And since when did the bunny lay eggs? So how does this make any sense? It's actually going into Ishtar, right? And the worship of the fertility goddess, right? Which is paganism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So also with Christmas, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, going into paganism, right? Going into worshiping Nimrod.
Yeah.
That's what that's actually going into. And also in the deeper fold Saturnalia, right? Which the pagans blatantly came out from and sat there and said, hey, Christians, they stole this from us. This is actually a pagan holiday. I don't know why they keep it, right? You got devil worshippers asking the Christian church why they're keeping a holiday that they originally kept. So please tell me how Christianity is supposed to make sense and actually restore our people to good health. It doesn't, and it's not supposed to, right? Because it's something that was made by man. It goes against the scriptures, right? Nowhere in the Bible can you find a similarity in a multitude of things that the Christian church is teaching, man.
It's not even really named after anything that's related to what it's supposed to be pertaining to.
Right. You can't find Christianity nowhere in the Bible as well. Right? So, you know what I'm saying, all praises to the Most High, you stayed up here, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a better understanding of what you had as far as the commandments and the laws that you got to keep. You already knew you was an Israelite, but this is just to help strengthen you, you know what I'm saying? You know we out here, you got brothers, now you know there's brothers in Chicago too, so even when you bouncing back and forth, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, hey, you still get the word, you still come out and be unified with your brothers, man. Right? What's your name one more time?
John.
John, I'm Lamar.
Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar. Alright, King, so, you know, we'll go ahead and pass it to the next mighty speaker through the Spirit. I'm going to say, Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Shalom.
With ship!
With what?
With ship!
With what?
With ship!
How did we get to America? On ships, right? So did everybody on the earth go into slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships, brother? That's right.
Crazy.
You for yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. What? As a thief in the night.
Thief in the night.
Right.
The Lord is gonna come as a thief in the night, man. Nobody knows when the Lord is gonna come back. Right. Nobody knows.
This the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. For wisdom is more moving than any motion.
Right? The wisdom of the Lord, man, right? And the wisdom of life is more moving than any emotion, man, right? And that's what the Lord has given us to speak to our people, man. Right? And that thing is gonna move you more than anything, man. Right? It's gonna move you more than damn weed. Right? It's gonna move you more than that damn Hennessy bottle. Right? It's gonna sit there and move you more than damn Keisha, Letitia, right? And all these damn heathenistic women, man.
Right.
Oh, you're going crazy.